much or more. So they started a podcast to talk all about it, and 30 and Nerdy was born. Oh, 30 and Nerdy was born. You might hear them chat about shows like The Witcher or movies like Lord of the Rings. And if Josh has to choose, he is loyal to Marvel, while Tyler goes more for DC. Yes, Tyler goes more for DC. Now come, one and all, nerd up or shut up, just answer the call to be part of our journey into magical worlds. Join us and cheers to ya nerds. Join us and cheers to ya nerds.
Here's how it's going to go. We have a few questions that we're going to ask him to kind of get the ball rolling. Then we're going to turn it over to you all, the audience, to ask questions. We will run around with the mics to come to you. Now, I also will ask that if you're filming, if you're taking photos, please tag both Fanboy Expo as well as 30 and Nerdy Podcast so we can share those and get them out to the masses. If you have a question that you absolutely want to ask, but do not want to get on the mic, please let us know when you've raised your hand. If I get to you and you say, like, I don't want to talk, I'll ask it for you, just so you still get to have the answer given to you. But we don't want you to, like, get too anxious and then... So we still want to give everyone the opportunity to ask a question. It is a timed panel, so we might not get to everybody, but he is here the rest of the day. Please take the time to go see them at their booths and visit with them. They, you know, especially Elijah, he's only here for today, so go see them. Also, a reminder, the cosplay contest sign-ups are until 3 o'clock today at the 30 and Nerdy Podcast booth, so make sure you sign up before 3 o'clock. And I will see if he is ready. There is still quite a line waiting to get in. So let's, I know some people, like, it's kind of like this, like, we're theater people, so like it's kind of like this in a play. You know, when you've got a lot of seats sold, like someone sits down like this, and they leave in empty seats because nobody wants to sit beside a stranger. Fill in all the seats, please. Buddy up next to somebody. That's the fun thing about these conventions is you might not have to see him again. So buddy up to him right now. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Elijah Wood!
Hi, everybody. Hello. How is everyone? Awesome.
So I have to brag for a second.
Yes.
We were the hosts in the Knoxville show as well.
That was fun.
And it was coming up on my 10-year wedding anniversary, and I'm terrible at giving gifts. And so we asked Elijah to hold our rings so we could tell everyone that he was our ring bearer. So we have that going for us, and I have brownie points for the rest of my life. So it's going great.
To commemorate that, actually 2 days after that, I got the One Ring tattoo.
Hey, that's great.
My arm here, so that was a reminder of that awesome opportunity.
You've got the Elvish.
We got the Gandalf and the Elvish too.
So that is like when I get old, if I start to forget that, I can look down and go, that's the One Ring. Oh yeah. But I have one selfish question to ask.
Yes, what's up?
With legacy sequels and reboots and requels and stuff like that are so huge these days.
Requels. I have a particular bone of contention with some of these, not even reboots, it's sort of it is like a sequel.
Yeah.
But then they are titled just the title of the film. So like Halloween, right? So like that new series of Halloween films, the first one's just called Halloween. I'm like, but it's
Again.
and I don't wanna distinguish them by the year that they were made, like Halloween 2018. No, I like call it. It's a sequel. Call it something else. Have like another title for it. And it's a real trend. Like so many of these films just have Superman's the same thing. It's what?
It's all Superman. So my question is faculty. If there was an opportunity,
They're making a sequel.
Are they really?
They are making a sequel. It was announced. Yeah.
It
I don't know
was.
what progress they've made because it was announced last year,
okay.
I believe, or maybe
Has
early this
any
year.
of the cast been approached?
I can say I was approached at one stage, and I think that version of it has been abandoned, and now it is a full. I think it's a reboot. It may not actually be a sequel. It might be a remake.
Boo.
Which seems like a missed opportunity.
It does.
Yes, I'm not sure because there was an announcement about it. I think it was announced as a remake. Will this remake, in the trend of remakes, sort of acknowledge the original film? It's totally possible, but I have no idea.
Because now I was thinking
I
all
love
those
that
characters
film.
would have kids.
That's true.
And their kids could be, the
I think
Queen
there-
probably had a sister.
There was, I think, at one
To get
stage
revenge.
an idea to do it as a sequel and to have like Casey working at the high school, so that there was some kind of continuity. But that version of it, I think, has been abandoned. Although I have no idea what they're planning. Yeah, but I'm not in it.
So you're also a DJ, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
like to DJ.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Do you know anything about these things where they take lines from the Lord of the Rings movies and they like remix it and make a song like "We're taking the hobbits to Isengard"?
Sure, I've seen it.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
It's very funny.
Yeah, it's right up your alley. I mean, how often do you? So I know obviously like coming to these things, you get asked about Lord of the Rings, all day long. But how often do you rewatch the movies, if ever? Revisit them?
I haven't seen them in 15 years at least. Yeah, it's been a really long time. I'm due for a rewatch. Yeah.
Get plenty of water, stretch and everything. It takes a little while to do the extended.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I mean, I still have yet to see the 4K remasters, so keen to see that version. I still haven't seen all the way through, even though we did the audio commentary for the Return of the King, the extended cut. The extended cut at that stage when we were doing the audio commentary was still in its, it was still in post, so some of the effect shots weren't finished. So I've actually not sat and watched the extended edition of Return of the King.
Wow.
Yet. I know.
It's
long.
Instead of 6 indies, it has 8.
But yeah, due for a rewatch, and my kids have not seen them, so there will be that too, which I think will be really fun. Introduce them to it, They're aware of the fact that I played Frodo in a movie, and they're sort of a little aware of who Frodo is, but barely. That's just like an action figure. Is Daft Punk here?
Daft
So-
Punk is
They are. Daft Punk
Yes.
is here.
Yeah, Daft Punk's in the house.
Yeah. Gimon and yeah.
Nice.
Guys, make another record. It's time.
Yeah.
Get back together.
I mean, you've been at it to Fortnite. Like, let's make a record.
So one of my favorite things about the Lord of the Rings DVDs when they first came out was all the behind the scenes
Yeah.
footage.
They're amazing. I mean, it's some of the great,
Yes.
supplemental material for any
Then
film.
hearing you all talk on the Friendship Onion.
Okay.
Do you all still have game nights?
We don't. It would be so. Oh. It's we all have lives,
Well,
Like I've got 2 kids, and it's hard to schedule stuff in general. And we all live in different parts of LA, so we don't get together as much as we should. Honestly, it's like the conventions that serve as impetus for us to get together, which is great. And we see each other a lot, and we communicate every day. We have a text thread, so there's always some communication. But yeah, we've never done a game night. Now, Billy and Dom do play, not Fortnite, they play League of Legends, famously. They're obsessed with it. And there was a whole campaign to get me to play it.
There was.
Yeah, and I failed them. It's so funny, I finally downloaded the game because I was like, okay, you guys, I will play it. So I downloaded it, and I played it, and like the tutorial, and I was like, this isn't my style of game. And for the longest time, I didn't have the heart to tell them. And then I finally was like, it's not really my thing, you know? So they occasionally still do play online, and they'll play together. But yeah, we've never had a game night. That would be great. I have wanted to make more time in my life for board games in general. I think the world we live in now, since I was a kid, board games have skyrocketed. And it's just an extraordinary, like, renaissance period for board games. There's so many incredible games, and there's like a long list of games that I want to play and own, and I have a bunch of games as well that I've not even cracked open. So that's something I aspire to, is eventually, when there's a little bit more time. We've got like a 6 and a 3-year-old right now, so we don't have a lot of time for board games, but eventually they will be able to play these games, and we can fucking have family board games and get into it. It'd be super fun.
All right, so before we turn the questions over to the audience, Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. It's
what-
in cinemas. I mean, it was. I think
I've been
it's
trying to find it.
Oh yeah, maybe it's not.
I don't know what to do. Has anybody
It
seen
came,
it?
it came out a
It's
few
out?
weeks ago. It is out. I don't know if it's still in cinemas. I don't know how long the sort of run was.
Well, these days,
yeah.
you know, after 2 weeks of opening a movie, there's
Sure.
also
We can get it on
demand.
iTunes tomorrow.
But it
Oh,
was, yeah, it might be on VOD by now. It's great. It's super fun. It's crazy. It's
I'm
very
excited to see
gonzo
it.
and absurd and funny and gross. Yeah.
What was the production like? And
It was great. We shot it in Sofia, Bulgaria. I'd never been to Bulgaria before, so that was fun. The filmmaker, Macon Blair, I'd worked with on a movie called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. If you haven't seen the film, it's great. He's an incredible writer-director. We made that with Melanie Linsky, who I'm sure you're all familiar with from Yellow Jackets and many other wonderful things, Over the Garden Wall. Heavenly Creatures, anyone seen Heavenly Creatures?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I working with Macon on that, I was like, it was just one of those wonderful working relationships. We were friends as well, where it's just, I'll do anything that he does if he'll have me. And he wrote a remake of this great Troma film from the 80s, The Toxic Avenger, and asked me to play this villain, and I was thrilled because I got to sort of transform and wear a wig with stringy hair. And yeah, I do wear wigs, in fact, as it turns out. It's so funny because my wife had never seen that video before, and I showed it to her. I think she understood the meme but didn't know, hadn't seen the whole thing in context. So I showed it to her, and I hadn't rewatched that interview in a long time, and I was really shocked at how not yes and I was. I was very do you wear wigs? No, I don't. Will you wear wigs? Maybe. I was so, and I guess it makes for a really funny interview. But I was so anti-wig for some reason. I definitely did wear wigs. I wore wigs in the Lord of the Rings. I certainly would wear wigs again. I watched. I was like, man, it was really fighting against this interviewer. It's I don't know why. But yeah, check out the Toxic Avenger. It's great. It's really funny.
All right, it's your all's turn. Let's go to the
we'll
masses.
do our best to get to as many people as possible, okay? You got it.
All right.
Over here first.
Heading out into the field.
I'll get you after.
So, since Colbert is ending this year, do you think you'll
Next year.
next year? Do you think that you'll reprise the rap song that you guys did for Lord of the Rings, the best trilogy?
I don't know if it'll be reprised because that was such a perfect moment. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe there could be a performance of it live. Yeah, that's interesting. It's so sad about Colbert, but I love him. And I tell you what, there is truly no one that I've ever met that knows more about Tolkien than him. He is a genuine scholar. It is unbelievable. So I hope he'll have us on the show. Next year is the 25th anniversary. What? Already? We just celebrated the 20th anniversary. Like, I don't understand. But next year is the 25th anniversary of the release of Fellowship of the Ring. So maybe we will do something.
Master Rap would be awesome right now.
Yeah. Maybe he'll have us on. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Oh,
We want
hi.
to do something for the 25th anniversary too.
Hello, Elijah. Lovely
Hi.
to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I just want to say it was so wonderful to have you, to see you in London recently.
Oh, it was great to be
Ian
there.
McKellen and the big group and
Yes.
everybody. And I was hoping that maybe you'd have something mega like that again with the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, like a big kind of convergence of
Yeah.
all of us. We would love that. We would love it. I mean, I also hadn't seen Ian in embarrassingly over 10 years. So wonderful to see
It
him.
was wonderful.
It was just a joy and so great for all of us to spend time together. Yeah, I mean, that probably was certainly that I've been a part of, the largest group of us that have gathered since the film. So I would love to do something like that again. Yeah. Get Vigo out.
Yes.
So in the first Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
you and Gandalf have a relationship when he visits the Shire.
sure.
Is that going to be revealed in Hunt for the Golem?
Well, I can't speak to that. But I'm excited about that movie. But yeah, I can't really speak to anything yet, but just because there's lots of things, I suppose, that will be surprises. But I'm just excited about the exploration of that character and digging deep into what makes that character tick. And, there's a lot that we don't get to see, that we only see sort of in flashes with Frodo. I mean Gollum. Sorry, in the prologue. I think in the Two Towers, is it where Shire Baggins, like the sort of reveal of where that came from, that he was tortured to reveal where the ring was. And so I think getting into what happened along the way, I think will be really wonderful and rewarding. And just so thrilled that Andy's also directing it. It feels so appropriate that he would be at the helm of that character's story. Yeah, so very excited. And a lot of the creative band is getting back together. It's like pretty amazing, the folks in New Zealand that are going to get to work on this, who are part of the legacy, Pretty awesome.
Right over here, Elijah.
You mentioned that League of Legends was not your style of game.
Sure.
What is your style?
Yeah. I do love all kinds. That sort of game is not my. Well, that is sort of like a. I guess is it an online role playing game? RTS. It's an RTS, right? I like. What do I like? I love adventure games. Like point and click adventure games from like the 90s, but that's kind of having a comeback. I love those games. I love the old LucasArts adventure games. They're great. Yeah, that's right. So I love all the stuff that Tim Schafer does at Double Fine. That sort of carries on that tradition. But I mean, anything in between. I like survival horror games. I love platformers. I literally just played. I have an analog pocket, but there's a lot of different versions of like newly made game systems that can play old like Game Boy games and stuff. So I had real fond memories of playing through Super Mario Land when I was like 9 years old. There's only 4 worlds. Like you could beat the thing in like 40 minutes. It's so quick. But it's so great, and so I love games like that too. I guess I like all kinds. And then I like big kind of open world, Red Dead's awesome. Can't wait for the next GTA, Yeah.
Got one right here.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, GTA. I did say it right.
Hi, Elijah. This is my first convention, so I'm
Well,
really
hey,
happy.
welcome to the club. First convention, that's awesome.
I love watching a lot of your movies, so I just want to say you're a legend. And
Thanks.
also, what's your dream role? Like, what's a character you would love to play, or type of character you would love to play?
Golly. It's funny, I don't know, I don't really have a dream role. Like there isn't, I don't sort of carry ideas or roles in my head that are unfulfilled expressions, but Yeah, I don't know. I mean, villains are fun, but there isn't like a specific character that I carry around with me. I think, honestly, I just get more excited. What kind of thrills me are filmmakers and writers and the opportunity to play characters within their visions and the work that they do. So I get really excited by filmmakers and kind of, you know, a good example of that is like, I'll never forget, I was driving on the highway in Los Angeles and my agent at the time called me and she said, I have a script that Charlie Kaufman wrote that Michel Gondry is going to direct. And I was like, what the fuck? And that was everything, because I love Gondry. You know, at that point he'd made a Human Nature with Kaufman, and then, you know, Charlie Kaufman's work, Being John Malkovich, I think he'd made at that point. I was just a huge fan. So it's like, I almost didn't have to read the script. The script happened to be extraordinary. It was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which was just an unbelievable gift to be a part of. But that is an example of like what really kind of drives me, is just wanting to work with people whose work I love and getting a chance to work within the context of that. Yeah.
Got a question from this young man right here.
Why did you choose to like start Lord of the Rings?
Well, it happened to be an extraordinary opportunity. Well, listen, you know, that was one of those things where I had heard that they were making these movies. We all had heard that they were making these movies, because I think it was sort of the trickle of an announcement a good couple of years before they started pre-production or production in earnest. And I was a big fan of Peter Jackson's work. So I had seen Brain Dead, I had seen Heavenly Creatures and The Frighteners, and I was a real fan of his work. And I hadn't read The Lord of the Rings. I'd read The Hobbit, but I was aware of the world that these stories were to express, and kind of the basic idea of these characters, certainly Gandalf and Gollum as well from The Hobbit. So, you know, the truth is that, you know, when they sent out kind of the casting call for this, everybody jumped at the opportunity because it was such an extraordinary opportunity, and the sort of prospect of those movies being brought to life, or those books being brought to life for the first time in live action form, was just an absolute thrill. So it wasn't a choice, I was definitely chosen with a great deal of effort, as many people did. You know, everybody just wanted to be a part of this thing. So, you know, it was that thing of when I received the call from Peter, who literally called me at my house. I'll never forget that. I had a call from my agent who said, stand by the phone, you're going to be getting a call in the next couple of minutes. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the phone rang, and it was Peter Jackson's assistant. And she said, hi, I have Peter Jackson on the line for you. And I obviously knew what that was about. And he called me personally and asked if I wanted to come down to New Zealand and play Frodo, to which I said, absolutely, I would love to. So yeah, it's to answer your question, it wasn't a choice, it was definitely something that I worked to get, and then it's just simply because of all of those elements, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get to live in New Zealand, go on this extraordinary adventure, and be a part of bringing these extraordinary stories to life.
Got one right here.
You've had a very long and varied career. A lot of actors have a moment, whether it be working with someone, a poster, being turned into an action figure, where they realize they've made it. Did you have a moment where you thought, oh, I'm onto something here?
I mean, I think at varying times of my life that has expressed itself. You know, certainly post Rings, that was on another level, you know, for all of us. First action figure was a pretty big deal. As someone who collected and played with Star Wars action figures and things as a child, you know, and loved action figures in general, like getting to be one was a pretty significant moment. And just merchandise in general, being a part of something that would, have merchandise as a secondary element. Because I really wasn't a part of anything like that prior to that. I mean, a tiny role in Back to the Future too, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, so that was big. That was a big moment. But then there are other more subtle ones, like getting cast in Ang Lee's The Ice Storm and getting to work with Sigourney Weaver and Kevin Kline and these extraordinary Christina Ricci, these extraordinary actors in something that was quite really the material was of a far more adult than anything I'd ever worked on and yeah, so that was a real moment of not only am I working, because as a child you tend to work on movies that are sort of for families, and I at that point I was a teenager, and so it was a moment of feeling like I was being taken seriously, and I was taking it more seriously. So that was a real moment. So yeah, I don't know. I've been really fortunate. My career has been incredible and long and ongoing, and there have been sort of extraordinary moments along the way.
Right up front here.
Hi, Elijah.
Hey.
Just on part of that question, you've been in a lot of films, The Good Son, Deep Impact. Personal favorite?
A personal favorite? As just a viewer, I mean, I think Eternal Sunshine is extraordinary. It's such a great movie. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore is a favorite. More recently, something like Come to Daddy is a favorite. It's something that not many people have seen, and I love it. And Over the Garden Wall. It's truly one of my favorite things that I've got to be a part of. I love it. I love how it has connected with people, that it has become this thing that people watch every autumn season. It's just really special. Yeah.
This gentleman right here.
Not so much a question, but a comment. It goes with something earlier. I think I actually said this to you a few years ago at MegaCon. Your eyes don't look like tiny raisins.
That's a Come to Daddy reference. For anyone who's seen it. That's amazing. He's got raisin eyes. Yeah, the thing in the movie, if you haven't seen it, Raisin Eyes, it's this sort of police investigator posits that, folks that have raisin eyes, people that aren't good people have what he calls raisin eyes, like whatever that means, dark and wrinkled. I don't know. But that sort of indicates that they're a shifty character, and that I don't have raisin eyes apparently.
We're back here.
That's great.
Hey Elijah.
Hey.
Big fan of you.
Thanks, dude.
So during the time that you were doing Lord of the Rings, you were a part of another movie around the third movie. Can you tell me the experience of doing Spy Kids 3D?
Yeah. So I worked with Robert Rodriguez on the faculty, and we hadn't yet made Sin City. Sin City was another couple of years from there, and yeah, he was making a third Spy Kids film in 3D. And he was like, hey man, would you come and play the guy? I've got this really funny, it'd be a day of work, and you would be this, you'd sort of emerge as like the chosen one, the guy, very funny, and like be this sort of hero and very quickly like lose all of your life. And I was like, that sounds hilarious, I'm so down. So yeah, it was really that simple. I love Robert, I'll do anything he asks. And the Spy Kid movies are great. They're fun, family, adventure stories. So yeah, happy to come and join for a day.
Daft Punk has a question.
Oh shit, yeah.
I also thought I would answer your question from earlier about why we don't have another album. You can blame 9 Inch Nails for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my question is, I know you were excited that you found yourself as an action figure, but is there any kind of merch that you just wish existed from any of the filmography that you've done where you're like, if I could pick it, I would make this so everybody could grab it?
I don't know. I'm sure there's like. What's that? Board games? That's a good idea.
What about a
But like a piece
North action figure?
North. That would be great. What's that? A North compass? Oh, you guys have good ideas. What else? Wait a second, we're on to something here. I don't know. Yeah, there isn't. I suppose if I sat and like thought about the movies and like what had interesting merch opportunities, something would occur to me. But nothing is coming to mind at the moment. Okay, cool. Awesome.
We're over here now.
Hey, how is filming The Monkey?
A blast.
And
A blast. Yeah, go. Part 2.
I hope we can see you in another movie with one of the 6 million movies Osgood Perkins seems to be working on.
Yeah, right?
Apparently he's got 2 more on the way.
He does,
Like,
yeah. He's got 2. He's got the Keeper that he filmed before The Monkey, actually. That's coming out, I think, in November. And then his next film that he's about to go into production, he's in pre-production now on another film that Neon's also making. I'm a big fan of Osgood Perkins. I have been a fan of his work for a long time. And I'm so thrilled that he's finally having a moment that is long overdue and so deserved. He's an incredible writer. He writes things that are genuinely terrifying and disturbing. And he's a really excellent filmmaker. So yeah, that was just an opportunity. He called me and asked if I would come and play that role in The Monkey. And yeah, I mean, I leapt at the chance. Like, yeah, I would love to play in that sandbox. And the character is absurd and like toxic and horrible and really funny. So it's just a funny. And the thing is that Osgood typically doesn't make comedies. So the Monkey's great because it's this like absurd, very violent comedy. And it was fun to see him work in that milieu because a lot of what he does is so atmospheric and so dark. Considering on seeing long legs, it's very disturbing. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, anyway, he's great. I had a lot of fun making it.
We have a Navi back here with a question.
Yeah, I am a Navi. I'm not an avatar. Elijah,
Yes.
would you tell us, one of the rumored areas for Epic Universe, one of the expansions, is Lord of the Rings. If they did make a Lord of the Rings section of Epic Universe at Universal, what kind of rides do you think they should have? What kind of meet and greets would you want to see?
It's an amazing concept. I don't know if because Universal and Warner Brothers are 2 very different places. I don't know if it could exist there technically. Because Lord of the Rings is under the Warner Brothers banner. But there's long been a rumor that there's going to be some Lord of the Rings theme park, which there should be. I mean, imagine if you could, in a theme park similar to like the Harry Potter land, right? Where you could walk through Rivendell. I mean, I know.
Go down the river in a barrel.
Hobbiton. I mean, yeah, you could do a barrel.
Fly on an eagle.
Right? Okay, we're already come up with the concepts here. Brilliant. It would be amazing. You know, Minas Tirith would be really cool if you could visit all these places. Obviously, Mount Doom, of course. I think a ride, what comes to mind as like an experiential, like a perfect setting for a ride would probably be the Mines of Moria. Culminating maybe with the Balrog and Gandalf, and seeing that sort of take place could be pretty incredible. The Eagles, yes. The Eagles, maybe like a tour of, like soaring, yes, like a little tour of Middle Earth with the Eagles. This is great. Guys, are we writing this down? These are great ideas. Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing. It's actually shocking that there hasn't been more. There's obviously plenty of extraordinary merch. All of the stuff that the Weta Workshop do with their beautiful collectibles that they continue to make are extraordinary. But yeah, I mean, we need a fucking amusement park.
All right, we're over here in the middle.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, thank you for doing events like this and allowing fans like us to have these experiences.
actually.
Sure, yeah. Oh, it's fun.
Very appreciated. Second, you are a horror fan, right?
Yes.
Like I remember your curated list on Shudder. You're involved with the Overlook Film Festival that
Sure.
happens every year. For you, what are your like go-to horror movies that you
Okay.
tend to keep coming back to? And also, are there any coming out maybe like this year that you're really looking forward to being able to see?
Yeah. A few things. I think Shelby Oaks is supposed to be pretty incredible, so that's coming. What else? I'm trying to think of movies that are on the horizon. There's Fantastic Fest was just in Austin over the past weekend, and I missed it, but there were a lot of incredible films there. Hey, what? What was that?
Keeper.
Keeper. I mean, yeah, the Osgood film. Very excited about that. And then as far as things like that I revisit, I mean, it's a lot of really, it's like Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite films. I've seen that movie. Which year?
Another Halloween.
All about the new trilogy. No, the original, yeah. John Carpenter's masterpiece. I love it so much. I've seen it so many times that it's like, I get a warm, fuzzy feeling when I watch it. It's like a Christmas movie to me. Black Christmas is also great. Love that. What's that? Sure, there you go. Yeah. John Carpenter's The Thing. I love. Yeah. I like a lot of the classics.
We got this young man right over here.
So I don't know you, but
Hey, I don't know you either, buddy.
how many movies and series have you ever played in your career?
That's a great question. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I haven't really been keeping track. But it's a lot. I've been working for a long time. How old are you, sir? All right. So I've been working since I was 8 years old. And I'm 44 now. What the fuck? So yeah, I've been working since I was 8. Relatively consistently. So a long time, and plenty of films and some TV shows as well. Dirk Gently, Wilfred, Yellow Jackets now. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. I'd have to go on to IMDb and look at it. What's that?
Hi. Thank you for everything you do. I know when you did Green Street, you were involved in the football world, and you have a friend who is famously a United fan.
Yes.
Do you have a football team?
I'm not a sports fan. It's funny, I grew up in a family of sports fans. Like, I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. My dad and my brother and extended family were like college football fans and college basketball, and then pro football as well. We were never a baseball family. It was always like basketball and football. And then my brother got really into hockey when he was a teenager, and still loves hockey. So I've been around sports fans all my life, but I just don't care. I love going to games because it's such an awesome thing to witness. Any of them really, but even like baseball, which is a relatively banal game. It's a great day out at a baseball stadium. But I love sports when there's human drama. So when there's like something at stake. I love an underdog story, so then I'll get really involved, like playoffs or like a big match that everything's on the line. I get way into it because if I understand the sort of human narrative, like the dramatic narrative, I'm in. Otherwise, I don't really care. So I don't really support any football teams.
Got one right here.
Since you're part of the greatest trilogy of all time.
Where you at? Oh, wait, there you go. Sorry.
Since you're part of the greatest trilogy of all time, Back to the Future.
Yes.
What do you recall of your famous role of video game boy from that movie?
A lot. Nice Bucky shirt, by the way. Well, look, I had seen the first film, which came out in '85. So this was shot in '89, I think. Both films. They shot 2 and 3 simultaneously. It was incredible. So I was aware of like the Hill Valley downtown area with the clock tower. Like that was familiar to me from the first film. So going onto set and seeing it dressed for the future was mind-blowing. I was this 8-year-old, like, in a really massive major studio motion picture sequel to a beloved film that I had seen. So it was a real trip, and walking onto the Cafe 80s with the incredible set dressing, with the TVs that were all kind of like Max Headroom characters of major 80s. I think it was McDonough, Michael Jackson, Ronald Reagan as like Max Headroom characters. If anybody knows who Max Headroom is? All right, Max Headroom's cool. So yeah, all of that was amazing, and the futuristic cars that were on this, like, it was totally immersive. The set design and the production design, so anywhere you would look, you were in the universe of the future, which for, again, like an 8-year-old kid was just, it's so awesome. And getting to work with Zemeckis, which I have very little memory of, but I remember the director was very friendly. Obviously, I didn't have much of a, like, now I'd be like, holy fucking shit, it's Zemeckis, what a legend. But I was 8 years old. But Michael J. Fox was lovely. My memory is that it was a really lovely experience. The other kid that I worked with was great. Like, it was super fun. It was a joyful, incredible environment to be in. Yeah.
All right. This gentleman right here.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm going to be going to New Zealand in March. Do you recommend any place to go around there? I'm going to Auckland. I'm taking a cruise, but I wanted to see if you recommend anything besides Hobbiton.
Sure.
Also.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming, you'll probably be hitting a lot of the filming sites, but well, for me and for all of us, Wellington was really home. That's where we were based. That's where the Weta Workshop is. It's where Camperdown Studios are, the paint factory that became our sound stages, that they've built up significantly since then. Wellington is a real special place. I would recommend touring around Wellington, go down Cuba Street. I haven't been in over 10 years, so I'm quite keen to see it now, but that holds a lot of emotional resonance for us, just because it was home. And then, don't miss the Milford Sound, which is this beautiful sort of sound body of water in the north of the South Island. It's just stunning with, like, dolphins and beautiful cliffs. It's amazing. Queenstown's really special, really beautiful. I recommend driving as much as you can, too. It's a relatively small place, so it's actually pretty easy to get around by car, and you just see so much of the natural beauty of the country that way. It's a beautiful place. It's an extraordinary place. It's sort of any kind of geographical landscape or environment exists there. They have everything. The beaches are stunning. Yeah, I don't know. It's just explore, travel around. Definitely make it to the South Island if you can.
Okay, unfortunately, everyone, this has to be our last question. I'm so sorry. We've tried so hard.
Yeah, feels so lucky. Okay, just quick.
No pressure, dude.
Quick comment and a question.
Okay.
The comment was last year during Tampa Bay Comic-Con. My son was dressed up as Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. You grabbed his sword and did the Frodo with Sting pose, and it was the greatest daddy nerd geek moment of my life.
Awesome.
You are a gentleman in the scholarship. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. My question is, would you ever seriously consider directing? And if you would, what would you like to direct, and who would you like to be part of that project?
I would love to direct. It's something I've thought about for years. I just love filmmaking. And so much of what I love about what I do as an actor, and I get to experience this a little as a producer too, it's just the kind of the community of it and the collaboration, of working with a group of people towards something that you believe in, and the making of that is really fun and enjoyable. And so, in so many ways, it's filmmaking that I love, right? Acting is just sort of the means that I communicate that, but for the most amount of time. But I just love filmmaking. So, yeah, I would certainly love to direct something. I imagine anything that I would ever direct would probably be in the genre space. I just love the freedom that genre film, and not just horror, but things that are slightly left of center, allow. It allows for a lot of creativity, and you're not sort of, you're not beholden to certain expectations that maybe a traditional drama or otherwise might come with. And so I like that there are sort of no rules in genre, and you can kind of mess around and play around. So I think it would probably be something in that space.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elijah Wood. Go see
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.